listening to the Aorta Music Podcast, bringing you the best in local and regional music. Dad said we're just doing it. We're just doing it.
You can always edit it later.
We don't edit. Editing's for quitters.
That's right.
Love that theory.
which is why this is episode 3.
Number 3.
Number 3.
Hey!
And we have with us again, I'm going to make the studio joke because I think it's funny still. It's not a studio, it's my apartment.
Yeah.
You can be whatever you want to be, man.
Some members of the Tale Untold.
Hi, guys.
What up, nerds?
Hey.
So, dude. No, I'm not in that band anymore.
I have a t-shirt.
Do you really?
I do.
She has that t-shirt.
When One
thing.
Scene, One Love did their little mashup and the Saw Dudes came up, they were like really boasting. Like they were like shit talking.
We were...
Yeah.
That was Shane. That
You
was
joined
all
me on
Shane.
stage for that.
Of course it was Shane.
for
The irony of that with the Stud Dudes and Kick Rocks Felicia talk shit to each other so much, and the co-host of this podcast were basically the frontman of that because Shane can't be a frontman. I love you, man.
Well, I don't want to talk about the Stud Dudes. It's not a part of my life anymore. I left that behind me.
Aren't you guys headlining River Riot like 2029?
You know what? I can neither confirm nor deny that.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm Elise Hall.
Sounds just like Brandon for some reason.
And we also have John with us. Yeah, say hi, John.
Oh, hey guys.
That's the John voice.
Hold on. As played by Liz.
Oh,
No,
that wasn't guys.
really.
That wasn't John.
No, my name's Brandon.
Sometimes.
Oh, I'm Elise. Hey guys.
You guys know
Welcome
that.
to the podcast, huh?
The bassist and singer for the Tale Untold. So you have to say it like
whisper
that every
that.
time.
Oh, that was...
Untold.
That had a bigger impact than if you yelled
Or-
it, it's like a whisper.
The Talent.
That's some serious
Yeah.
shit right there.
It's serious business.
I like it. So yeah, thank you for having us. We
Dude,
are
of course.
thrilled to be here.
You guys, this is kind of exciting because you guys are brand spanking new.
We are brand new.
Define new.
Yeah.
New as in, how many shows have you played now?
So
Juan.
we have played one show, and I think the biggest compliment was, so we played up in Sioux City with Aorta, Sioux City, and I think the biggest compliment we had was that when we announced it was our first show, people were like, BS, like, no it's not. And that was like the nicest thing. It's like, thank you, no, but seriously, this is our first show.
There had been enough like hype and news about it up till like, I remember when you guys first announced that like this was a thing, like the Tale Untold was a formed band and you had music and stuff and everyone's like, oh my god, it's like a super group. It's all these guys from different bands and like what's it gonna be?
So I don't even know what it's going to be at this point. But yeah
okay.
no. It's
Well,
all
okay,
fun.
so you've only played one show, but how long have you been together, I guess, or writing together?
I'll let Elise
The
start that
preparation.
beginning part.
So, actually, I'm going to give you the long story, and if you
Do
don't
it.
like it, you can cut it
No,
out.
that's
We
good
got-
because you guys
we-
went
we
into a
got
lot
time,
of
man.
preparation. Like there was a lot of getting ready and stuff. I remember.
There really was. So it kind of started with just a random little Facebook message from John and Jack. And they said that they were looking for a female vocalist for More Than Blood, which is their other metal band. And Shane from The Impulsive actually put my name in the comments, and I saw it and I shot him a message because I was wanting to get back into a new project. And so I sent him what I did and some clean stuff, some like, YouTube videos, some me screaming and growling. They're like, yeah, this is awesome. But then they kind of flipped it on the ear, and John's like, I want to make a new band. So John...
He didn't quite think that was like what More Than Blood, like not quite what that needed, but he could like envision it in something else.
I think what happened was that the direction they thought they were going to go with More Than Blood, they thought would be better with a new band, if that makes sense. So like, just instead of like inserting that into their current band, just creating a new project in and of itself.
Right.
Taking a little bit different direction.
Exactly. So John contacted me about doing that, and I was completely down. And then he contacted Ashley about playing drums, and it was one of those things. Our very first practice, we decided that we were going to learn all of these covers and everything and whatever else. And we get in there, and this just garbage. Like these covers are just
Regretted it.
garbage. And so, like, we literally stopped and we kind of, like, looked at each other. And then, you know, John kind of started playing whatever on the guitar. And then Jack joined in. And then Ashley joined in. And then I joined in. And it just turned out, like, anytime we tried to do someone else's songs, it wasn't the best. But when we tried to do our own stuff, all of a sudden it was just magic. And it really was from day one. It's something that I've never experienced in another band. And I've been around for quite a while. And it was just awesome. And then we went to a One Scene, One Love thing. And I knew Brandon from the powerlifting world. And, you know, he came there.
You know, the music world and the powerlifting world, they overlap a lot.
Hand.
Okay, so that's actually that's funny and ironic at the same time. So we'll flash back before that One Scene, One Love event at a powerlifting meet is where I met Elise. She was competing, I was competing at it, and we had a mutual friend at the time.
Yeah.
I used air quotes. I don't know why I'm using an air tag.
It's okay, I can see it.
Nobody can see it.
But
we can feel it.
It'll come later, and that's how I kind of got introduced to Elise. And then a few weeks later, so she was looking for an athlete for her clothing company. Shout out to 36 Apparel, Cecilia Jean, and for the Council Bluffs area. So I hit him up, and she was just like, "Oh yeah, hell, is there language? I'm not supposed to use this."
Dude, you can say fuck.
Whatever
Okay,
the
so
fuck you want.
I was like, "I'm allowed to say fuck."
Fuck yeah, you can say
Mom,
fuck.
I'm really sorry. I love you.
I'm not sorry.
Okay, so she was like, "Oh fuck yeah, let's do it." Well, then this One Scene, One Love event comes up, and I haven't gotten to anything in a while. So I was in another band. We hadn't done anything in a little bit, and I was just be hanging out bored one day. So I got Adrian Mealy of That Exists and Blake. Literally bugging me like, "You gotta come to this, come to this, come to this." So eventually I was like, "All right, fine, fuck it, I'm gonna come."
You had to. I was
I had to
gonna
come hang
make
out
you-
at this.
Oh yeah.
Like
Thank you, by the way.
I had no choice but to come to this.
Because you could
I think
say,
Chad
"Hey,
even messaged like, "Dude, you gotta come to this." I'm like, "Fine, fuck."
I told you we were playing that night too.
Yeah, they're like, yeah. So they're all playing the cover bands. I'm like, yeah, sure, well, that sounds like fun. I've never kind of this. I had always played in bands before, but I never really got around people before, just from hectic scheduling and me being ironically kind of socially awkward to an extent. And so I show up.
No kidding.
And yeah. So I show up. I'm just kind of hanging out. I'm hanging out with mainly Blake, Adrian, and Chad, because it's basically the people I know. Next thing I know, I'm talking to Patrick from Arson City. I'd never really heard of Arson City at that point, period. So I'm just chatting with this dude with dreadlocks. I'm like, "Dude, he has cool hair."
I'm gonna talk to the guy over there.
So I'm hanging there, and then I turn around and see Elise, and I'm just like, "Whoa!" Because I didn't know. I think I just got the mic out.
What's up, friend?
I'm like, "What are you doing here?" She's like, "Oh, I'm just hanging out." I'm like, "Oh, sweet, you like metal music? That's awesome." So I was hanging out and everything was that, and then so it's all going on, and then at the end of it, we had the open jam, and I was talking to Elise. She's like, "Oh yeah, my band's gonna be here." I'm like, "You're in a band?" She was like, "Yeah, they're gonna be here. We're probably gonna
I'm in a band.
we're gonna play a cover." I'm like, "Oh, cool." I'm like, "Who is it?" "Well, it's Jack and John from More Than Blood." I'm like, "Oh, I know those guys." And I'm like, "Jack and John?" "No, Ashley is." I'm like, "Who the fuck's Ashley?"
And I was like,
Next
the
thing
chick
she
putting
points it
this
out,
thing
I'm like,
on.
"Oh, the girl dressed like a hippie." Okay.
So that's almost a year ago.
That's
'Cause
almost
that-
a year.
Yeah, that
Has it
show
been
was
a
like
year?
that
That
show
was
was like
March.
in April.
They had been
March.
jamming.
last
They
year.
originally had a Chris McCandless from White Pony. And I guess it
Oh yeah, yeah.
it just didn't go, didn't click, nothing negative or anything like that. So he wasn't at the event, but then at least I hear him playing Amir. I'm like, "Oh, I know Amir. Do you want me just to fill in or anything like that?" She's like, "Sure." So I walk up to Jack and John. I'm like, "Hey guys, my name's Brandon. I'm gonna fill in on bass." And they're like, "Oh, cool. You like Amir? I like Amir." So I guess John's impression was, "Oh, this guy likes Amir. That's cool, I guess." So we get up there and we start playing. First thing I notice is people are staring at me. And I'm freaking out because I'm like,
because you look funny.
well, yeah, that's. But I'm like, I must
You had
sound
your
like
bass on backwards.
I must sound like I'm not used to a 4-string. I wasn't used to a 4-string bass.
What do I do with this?
Yeah, and so I'm just like, oh god, I must sound like crap. So we get done with it, and then John starts doing his.
The John thing.
Classic John.
And I'm just kind of sitting there. I'd never seen John before. I didn't know who he was. I never heard him play. And I'm like, holy shit, this kid's good. So he starts finger tapping. He starts finger tapping and stuff. And I start mimicking him. And he just kind of looked at me. So he started just mimicking. He starts sweeping. I start sweeping. I'm on a 4-string bass doing this. And then I notice people are staring at me. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna get off and leave. So I'm sitting at the bar drinking water because YOLO. And John comes and sits down, and verbatim's like, "Hey, dude, I'm gonna be blunt and frank and everything, but who the fuck are you?" I was like, "Oh, I'm Brandon. Sorry if I screwed up on there." And those people staring at us bad. Like, no, people are staring because we don't know who the fuck you are. And that's when it clicked in my head. I knew 6 people. He was
And there was
standing
probably
there.
you were
60
hanging
or
out with
70
all those
people
6
through
people.
I was
there.
saying,
It was a big event.
all 6 people I was hanging out there, And John Shane from the Impulsive was sitting there asking John's like, "Is that your bass player?" And he's like, "I have no idea who this guy is." So the way John explained is that this random guy gets up on stage, plays bass, is better, not better. I'm just a decent bass player. Comes out of nowhere apparently, and I guess Tristan, the bassist from More Than Blood, had name dropped me when they were looking for a bassist, but John didn't know who I was. Like, okay, whatever.
You kind of ignored it. Like,
kind of ignored it, yeah, whatever. And then I show up there, and John's like, "Have you heard my music before?" I'm like, I didn't know who you are, man, but I'd be down to listen to some stuff. So he sends me a couple rough copies of what they're working with at the time. And I was kind of sitting there talking, and that's when I started talking to Jack. Us three had this little group chat. I didn't know that they were doing this behind Elise Nash's back.
No, we had no clue.
So they sent me the stuff, and about like a day or two later, I'm like, "Oh, you guys got anything else? Well, how are you going on that? I'm done. This song's done."
That's.
Well, and then they posted this thing on Facebook about like hanging out, and I was just like, "Wait, what's happening?"
What?
Yeah. And then literally like the next Tuesday, Brandon shows up to our practice, and he had like our songs down, and it was like it was definitely like it fit so well, like like I said earlier, like that magic thing, like it was like he fit in like that, and he could play along with John and Jack and have no problem, and he added something.
Keeping up with John is something pretty fucking special.
He is a talented human being. And so it was just like magic. Like, all right, done. You're supposed to be in this band.
Yeah, and I remember at the end of it, I was like, okay, so I guess you guys just hit me up. I don't know if anybody else you're looking for, blah blah blah. At least like, oh no, you're in the fucking band.
you're in.
So long story short, John fell in love with my fingers.
Well, I mean,
that could
go the wrong way.
A little hot for Frosty.
Oh no, it's exactly what it sounds.
It's the Frosty man.
Exactly.
It's been so they had been jamming for 3 or 4 months maybe at that point, and I just kind of hopped in, and
that's 3 or 4 months before that, which was almost a year ago. So this is
a good year ago.
A year to a year and a half in the making.
And the beautiful thing about it is this band kind of fell into my lap at a time where I was doing a lot of changing in my life. There was a lot of transition, and a human being that meant a lot to me just basically broke me. And so it was a great outlet, and so I think that was something that really drove me into wanting to do this and make this a great project. And all of us just kind of like in the last year just kind of developed this sound, and we don't even know where we're going with this sound. Like we're doing metal, of course, but it's like we sound like Amir, we sound like Asking Alexandria, we sound like OTEP. Like, what do we sound like? And there hasn't been a song we wrote where I'm just like, so it's
always
been
fuck
nice. Yeah, it's always like, okay, I can get on
like
board
we
with
have
that.
maybe one song that we're just kind of like on the fence about a bit, and it's mainly because
I think it was our first song.
That's the first song I think you guys did.
Yeah, it was the first song. I think it's just us being tired of it. Nobody else is
just getting your bearings, kind of.
Well, the song it's a longer song out of long songs we already do in the first place.
Getting Jack to write a song under 25 minutes.
And not without John having his 18-minute solo after.
Yeah, it's rough, but
it's rough.
That's a problem we've had before. It's like, no, if it's under like 4 minutes, it's a punk rock song. We don't want to do that. It's got to be, keep going.
7 or bust.
Yeah, pretty much. But
be like Tool.
It's fun because oh god.
No, not like Tool.
Not like Tool. No, we're not like Tool.
I can play Tool.
Like Tool. I'm looking at the microphone.
That's the disclaimer. We're not like Tool.
So some of the bands that you named, is that some of your influences, or it just happens to end up sounding like that?
I would say so. I think some of my vocal influences would be Frankie Palmieri from Amir. Of course, I love OTEP, that crazy beat. Band. I just love her. But I do gravitate myself towards the heavier stuff, the growling and screaming and stuff like that, and I think
the passion.
Exactly, I love it. I
think if you had all of us and you asked us that question, you would get drastically different answers that would almost be polarizing, and that's what makes us.
That's what makes it great, though.
What we are, because you would have Amir and OTEP from Elise. Jack, you're probably going to get like some stuff kind of like Zach Wilde, some of that southern rock kind of playing, because that's what he does. John Northlane. 1-0. Dun, 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 dun. I love you, man. Ashley, probably one of the more well-rounded ones, going from punk, hip-hop, doing literally everything.
I would say Slipknot and
she loves
Avenged Sevenfold. Or her
She used
things.
to play percussion in Arson City.
She she was a percussionist.
Yeah.
What were they called? The Horror Squad?
The Horror Squad.
Right.
And then you have me with a 10-year jazz background backing up my metal playing.
And then what's your other band that was Drowning in the Wake?
Yeah, Drowning in the Wake. And that's, like Elise had mentioned with Fell in the Perfect Time, Drowning in the Wake, we kind of fall into like a little bit of an independent hiatus. Austin had formed another band from the Ark. So he was kind of working on that. We were kind of working together. And then
I've seen a lot of stuff.
I get picked up with this. I already knew of both being female-fronted bands, which is awesome seeing those pop up more.
Sup.
Yeah. And so it's really cool in that aspect of it. One thing I will say from being in this band, I have never had my abilities pushed to the limit as much as I thought I would. Not because I wanted to, because John just wants me to do this outrageous stuff at times.
Because he makes you.
Because you have to keep up with it.
It's not. So it's basically I show up and on one of our songs called Coffee, John's doing a solo and I'm doing a bass tapping riff behind the entire thing. And that was the first time I think that was the song. I remember when Ashley, Jack, and John, everybody, it really clicked because that was the first time I was kind of in my zone doing something, and I remember looking up and Alicia smiling at whatever the heck I was doing.
I do that when I'm happy.
You used to play guitar.
You're like,
too,
yes,
didn't you?
that thing.
I played guitar for 13 years. So, I mean, it's jazz, guitar, and all that kind of stuff.
And then he upgraded to bass.
Yes.
Upgraded.
I play a 6-string bass, a.k.a. extended baritone guitar.
Basic,
And something like
Basically.
Oh my gosh.
That's Blake!
And, okay, I'm going to leave now.
Yep.
Blake's leaving the room.
We'll be auditioning co-host next week.
Elvis has left the building.
Treat my apartment nice?
He's literally gone. I'm keeping Kevin.
All right.
Oh, no.
So now that the dead weight's gone. Oh, he's back.
Oh, damn it. He's coming back.
I came back. It's okay.
Okay, sweet.
So he's back.
Sorry.
So speaking of the band, you guys have one show that you've played.
Yes.
And you got another one coming up. Tell me a little bit about that.
Do April 30th.
We do.
Were you just surprised about this? So April 30th, we actually just booked this like probably this last week or so, and it's with Caliber Theory, Varsity, and Curses, and they're from Texas.
And Caliber Theory is one of the Aorta bands from Texas,
yes,
right?
Yes,
That's going to be a cool deal.
And so it's going to be really cool just jamming with these guys, and especially like an Aorta band from Texas. And I just, I really do appreciate what Aorta is doing for the music scene. Like, I really do think this is the first promotion group that really is trying to get bands to other states, get bands like to tour and stuff. So I mean,
absolutely,
and like working with them is super easy. Like, and of course, I guess one of the biggest things is people forget that the music industry is an industry.
It's an industry.
And so believe it or not, but they really do. They make everything fair and.
And they do it pro.
They do it pro.
Yeah,
Aorta's legit.
The amount of growth they've had in the past 12 to 16 months is...
Dude, they're getting shit done.
I mean, I thought it was awesome. Like I remember Nick and Josh being super excited about the Sioux City branch, bringing Mike on, which is awesome. 4 months later, they have another one. Then they announced 3 more.
Yeah, and then they're in Texas, and they're in...
Oklahoma.
Boom.
Yeah.
I'm like, they're taking over the Midwest at this point.
It's kind of ridiculous.
Awesome.
And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we see probably 3 more states by the end of the year.
Oh, yeah.
And what's exciting about that is, especially bands like ourselves that want to tour, they're providing like an avenue for you to go on, basically.
Exactly.
So basically, I mean, you have all of it there, and then bringing those bands here and giving them.
They kind of make it one big family.
Absolutely,
like, for sure.
And it's creating quite a
stay
hype.
with our friends come in, stay with us, do that whole thing.
Take care of each other.
And like one of the biggest differences I've seen from like this band as opposed to like my last, I guess, bigger project that I've done is it's just easier, and B, the music scene has changed completely where people are, maybe I'm just totally wrong and in La La Land, but people are very supportive of each other.
Yep,
absolutely.
Seems like it. What was your other band called again?
It was Cursed by Moonlight.
That's right.
I remember Cursed by Moonlight.
I bet you do.
I don't.
Way back in the day.
Way back in the
You
day.
played in a band with Red then, right?
I did, yeah. He's a very talented guy
Red.
too. So yeah, it's been a long time. I was very young, very naive,
Still jacked.
Oh my gosh, what is this? Thanks, appreciate that.
I've seen videos, still jacked.
Nice squat. I've always had a booty.
That's another running joke that if shit ever went down in the band, Elise will fuck anybody up because she's like a 4th degree black belt.
That's why nobody talks shit.
Well, it's actually a 6th degree black belt. But...
I underdid it because I didn't know.
She's gonna kick your ass now for getting that wrong.
How dare you?
But no, the biggest thing that with this band is I don't care what anybody says. Ashley is an evil little devil, and she will fucking murder you.
Yeah, she'll.
Like, we are sitting there at practice, and we practice at 6 o'clock every Tuesday on the dot. It's 6:05. Jack and John up there. Quote unquote Ashley, where are these fuckers at? But it's adorable because it's Ashley.
Yeah, Ashley's getting all badass.
The running joke is that everything she does is just so cute. You can't see this, but I'm doing like the finger on the cheek thing is so cute. And she's going to hear this and go,
she's going to beat your ass.
Probably, she could.
Yeah.
She would taunt your heart.
Be prepared for a roadhouse.
Roadhouse.
That's it,
There we go.
And that's the end of my time in the town.
Well, yeah, you guys sent us a song, which is called. All right, we're gonna listen to that real quick, like.
Untold.
I get my
This is Elise.
This is Brandon.
And we're with The Tale Untold, and you just heard No Man's Land, our first single.
And it was good.
Exclusive right here for the first time ever.
Yeah.
Aorta podcast, you heard it. And you can check it out live.
April 30th.
Hell yeah.
At the Lookout Lounge.
That's right.
So as we were listening, like I said during the song, I hear just a smidge. And maybe this is just me. I don't know if I'm insane or what, but I hear just a smidge of Lizzie Hale in the singing, but obviously not the growly parts.
Oh,
but like
you.
the singing part, it's just gravelly enough,
I'll
like
take
just a little
it.
bit
I'll
that
take it.
it's got that like powerful
Question.
Yeah.
Who's Lizzie Hale?
From
Hailstorm?
That would make sense.
Yeah.
I mean, thank
What
you.
the
Yeah, she's a
hell,
very
Brandon?
talented singer, and so thank you.
I'm ignorant to a lot of
there
things.
was, and maybe it was just a few lines, but like I heard that and I was like,
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you. Yes.
And then of course you went and you summoned Satan with your growls.
That's
That
always
is-
my goal in life.
in life.
And then she went to confession.
I'm always just trying to summon Satan,
You know,
wherever
as
I
a
go.
Super Catholic chick, that's what happens sometimes.
That's why you play. That's why you play a
often.
show
No,
on
it
Saturday and go to church on Sunday.
That's why.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happens.
And then you summon Satan on Monday. And then
Yeah.
Go back to that.
And it's
rinse
just-
and repeat. That's how the
Circle.
week goes.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, this was the first time that it has been played anywhere. We have been keeping it super under wraps.
That everything
We've
We've had
been-
this for a couple months.
Everything has been like a huge secret, kind of, with
Yeah.
you guys for a while, and so
That's not on
we're kind of
purpose.
It's not on it is.
Is that where the name comes from? It's the Tale Untold.
I mean, there you go. Yeah, exactly.
they never say anything
They're not
about
gonna
themselves.
tell
They
you.
don't know.
The best explanation I've had for our name is John just likes to be like we're the motherfucking Tale Untold. That's why we do.
just
That's
it.
why we do what we do with the motherfucking Tale Untold.
You should add motherfucking into the
MF.
like, put
Yeah.
Well, if you look at our genre on our Facebook page, it's literally put a shit you like.
just whatever you want.
It's like
Whatever you
hopefully you
want.
enjoy
Whatever you
this a
feel,
great
really.
deal. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, it's a lot of fun, and I don't think that there's a lot of females out there. Well, I mean there are obviously Arch Enemy and Old in This Moment and stuff like that have screamers and growls and chicks like going for it. And,
Exactly. And definitely not many on our scene. I mean, it's really refreshing to hear, kind of.
Yeah,
It's a cool new
kind
vibe
of
and
like
stuff.
definitely. I mean, it's not a it's not the. How do I say this without being a dick?
Would you like to
Like-
buy a vowel?
I say like obviously it's not
Gee,
the first
that's
time
not
it's
about-
ever been done, but
No,
it's
by
but
no
it but
means.
it's so rare. Like we don't, especially like you said, Chad. We don't see it around here.
Yeah.
Like
Not with both the heavy and the singing. And
yeah,
I mean,
especially with that.
I gotta give a shout out to I think Lori from The Clincher.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know, and I'm
That's
so
true.
sorry.
She's
my,
one of the very
my
few
fellow
here,
metal
too.
sisters out there, but
Yeah, she friggin' rocks, too.
No,
Dude, she's
Lori's
insane.
awesome. Lori's awesome.
and she's been around for
awesome.
forever.
And a
She's
sweetheart
just-
as
Some of the
well.
nicest.
she
Clincher's like the
is.
nicest people ever.
Yeah,
They're like the
seriously.
nicest ladies ever.
Yep, for sure.
And their male bassist, he's cool too. Like
Ben?
Yeah.
Ben?
Ben Gaddafi.
Yeah, he's not a girl.
I know that.
I mean,
No, I'm just kidding.
I know that.
we don't know that for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Did you just? Never mind.
Did you?
Did you just assume?
So that song, seriously, it has the heavy, and then during the bridge, just kind of floaty, kind of leaves you in the air like that.
That clean
describe,
part.
because it's dynamic and stuff, but some of the feeling that you got, like as a vocalist, when you're like writing that, like, where does the lyrics come from?
Those lyrics actually came from John approached me with this song and sent it to us, and he wrote it because he was kind of talking about the in between state of talking but not dating, and then no man's land basically, and like, are you left there? And last summer I actually took a trip to LA with my boyfriend, and we stayed at the hotel called The Standard, and which we didn't know, and turns out it's one of the party hotels in LA. So literally people were there just partying.
That's
you
what they were
found out
doing.
the good way.
Found out the exciting way, yeah. So we actually went up to the rooftop, and we were just up there, and it's beautiful. They're playing a movie projecting on the building next door, and there's a swimming pool, and we're laying there looking up at the stars and just talking and hanging out and whatever. And this girl walks right by her, where we're laying, and she's bawling her eyes out. And she takes her tiara off, and she's just looking down at the street, and she just looks so lost. And to me, she was actually the stranger that I don't know. She was the inspiration for this song. And then she did a thing that I've seen so many girls do, where she literally wiped her tears, put her tiara back on, put on a fake smile, and went back to whatever party she was at. And so, you know, it's one of those things where I took that and I was just like, holy crap, like, she, like, this stranger just, like, I think about her still to this day, like, is she okay? And, like...
Had a huge impact.
She had a huge impact, and she doesn't even know me, but, like...
That's trippy.
Yeah, so...
She wrote a song.
She wrote a song. Hey, look
Write
at
a
that.
song.
Look at that. No, I like to write songs about stuff that, like, really is very personal. And if you read the lyrics on some of these songs, it'd be like, oh my gosh, what happened to you?
Yeah. Elise, are you okay?
Yeah, I know.
One of the big ones that falls under that is it's the bridging point in our set. It's a slower song, and I like to introduce it as this song's about the biggest fuckboy I know.
The biggest fuckboy you know.
I pulled no punches with it, but the song is called Ryan. And so, you know, people, you know.
So I wonder what it's about.
Yeah, so I know, crazy.
Irony, that mutual friend I had mentioned that brought me and Elise together is Ryan.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, he did a lot of favors for this band, so.
by being shitty.
By you know, it was just, I think it was just a series of unfortunate events.
Great book series, by the way.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
And, you know, yeah, so actually, you know, that event and those events really do shape a lot, and that song in particular is like everything you want to say to someone that means so much to you, that just, you know, that person that, you know, he was I would honestly say the first person that I loved, and breaks you so hard, and it's everything that you could possibly say to him and say to those people. And that's what that song is, and that's what I like to do with all songs, is I don't want it just to be a bunch of words. Yeah. I want it to be something that means something to me. Yeah. Right.
It's kind of amazing how those kind of things bring that out in you, though. Like, it tends to be, and maybe this is just, my background is more into rock and stuff and less into happy songs.
Yeah.
But it's always the tragedy and the horrible bad shit that is the most inspiring, that something just, like you said, it just breaks you to your core, just fucking beats you down or anything like that, and
Absolutely.
You're like, fuck this.
Yes.
I'm gonna write a song about this.
Yeah. Like,
and something amazing comes out of it, and everyone's like, that's the best thing ever. And you're like, well, it didn't come from a great place, but thanks.
But yeah.
Seriously, like, through all of our songs and everything else like that, it's everything that Elise done, John, Jack, Ashley, not me, because I haven't written shit.
Brandon doesn't have any sad times.
Well, actually, I technically did write a song that we may work on in the future. It's basically a first-person point of view of the Black Dahlia murder as the murderer. I had a really shitty experience when I was younger, and I kind of wrote the song manifesting that.
That actually sounds kind of fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It was good, and then I wrote one that we may work on that's called 4-Minute Contract that I sent over.
I really like that too.
Long story short,
we're just gonna talk in riddle the entire time.
This one,
you know.
Long story short, basically
like
the way this song works is I had a situation happen when I was younger, and I had a dream where I essentially sold my soul to the devil. Whether it was a dream or not, I don't know.
How much?
Well, here's the thing. The song is the entire dialogue. It's a duet. The dialogue of me talking to it, everything goes, and the entire correlation of it only took 4 minutes. And it ended with me saying, basically, fuck you, I don't need you, as cliche as that sounds. I was kind of, what the fuck are you doing to Pikachu?
Oh, Pikachu has just joined us here in the studio. I choose you.
People listening are like, what the fuck?
What the hell are they doing?
Sorry, I'm playing. Blake has a bunch of little Pokemons. I said that to be a nerd.
Yeah, no.
Pokemon.
My mom gave those to me for my birthday.
He's got Squirtle.
Dude, can you imagine like a really like thug Pikachu? Like he just walks with a gun. He's like, "Suck a yellow dick, bro. I choose
Put
you
a
to die."
bandana on him, on his head.
To get
Fugachu.
But anyway,
back to the music.
Back to the music. So basically, we all have really good ones. One thing I did not know going into this, and I think that caught a lot of people off guard, is that if you have seen the music before, you know Jack is a drummer. From More Than Blood,
is what amazed me.
And Nevermind the
Dude,
Riot.
Dude is a great drummer, and I'm a guitarist, and he's a better fucking guitarist than I am.
That's
bullshit.
Once this airs, he's just gonna be like, no, I'm not, because that's just like other thing you might notice. This motherfucker can sing incredibly well.
Just stop, Jack. Just Just
very
stop it.
The cool thing with
I'm just kidding.
with No Man's Land, No Man's Land is one of them. We have another song called Through the Abyss, where Jack inputs his vocals, and it just sounds amazing.
I would say that his vocals and my vocals, they mesh very well.
They complement each other
They
perfectly.
really do.
How does he? I've never heard him do vocals. Like, are his like silky smooth, or does he do screams too? Or
No,
like, what is
he
he?
does
No,
not
it's
scream.
very silky smooth.
Yeah. He's actually got a higher voice than I do. I've got a very, I think, lower voice.
He's kind of
for-
like
Whoa, you get down in the.
yeah, it's that.
I can't
and
fucking
then,
do that.
and then other ones. It was funny. We were just practicing one day randomly. Because Jack was kind of working on vocals, and I asked Elise, Mike, is it cool if I do something? I think she's like, yeah, sure, definitely one. So we started playing one of our songs, and I started screaming into the mic and that. She's like, I didn't know you could do that. I was like, the feeling's mutual.
I thought the
see how that
same thing.
works?
Yeah, the same thing. The first time I actually heard her scream was actually when we were all at the One Scene, One Love. We were talking about.
I had heard it many years before in Cursed by Moonlight, but I didn't remember until you got back on stage, and I was like, oh yeah, she can fucking do that.
Hey, thanks, man.
That's so cool when you learn that the other people in the band can do that, though. Like, we had that, like, epiphany when, like, in my band, I'm the vocalist. That's how it started out. Like, I'm the singer. We got that. And then we started messing around with
Tyler.
other people
Right.
adding layers, and Tyler started doing stuff, and like he would do some screams and like backing vocals, and I was like, what? You can what?
Yeah.
And then it just works, and you're like, okay, yeah, let's fucking make that work.
And it really fills out, especially a live performance, because you can record layers and layers and layers.
Yeah,
but
live, you
is
gotta have
sure.
especially when you do like certain parts. The front singer can take it, but I mean, adding those layers in absolutely makes everything just bigger and better live.
For sure.
I mean,
for sure.
For sure, yeah.
and just figuring out that people can do that, because I know there's a lot of musicians who do not fancy themselves singers. Like, I only play guitar, I only play bass, I only drum. I don't sing. I do not sing. And then there's others where they can do it, but that's like not their first thing, and so they'll join a band and it never comes up until someone hears them in the fucking shower or whatever, and you're like, what the fuck?
Where did those come from?
Like, and they're like, oh no, I could always do that. And you're like, why didn't you bring this up?
Exactly,
like,
right?
If as long as you don't completely suck, like, bring that up to your band.
Oh,
Be like,
seriously.
I will stop then.
No, it's awesome because, it really does add an extra element of everything. And, I mean, there's so many talented musicians in Omaha. Like,
There are.
I don't
It's
think...
like
kind of
a
insane.
huge scene that I think it's going to pop big. We're already like getting a lot of bands out of here that are making a name for us and
Oh, for
themselves. So I think it's going to get even bigger.
For sure.
With what like Aorta's doing and Midwest Elite Concerts. A lot of people putting on great shows. and
not
things.
Metro Elite
No,
concerts.
I said it right.
Dude, Jeremy
I win.
did that on stage on Saturday night
At the concert.
He said Metro Elite concerts, and I was
instead of Midwest?
yeah, and then
Oh.
he immediately goes, "Oh shit, I mean Midwest. I'm sorry, I'm gonna do that again tonight, probably."
Sorry, Dave.
Oh my gosh.
But we did it on the podcast, and I was like, "Oh shit."
I said it right.
Dave Campbell is actually one of the first people, like, when we came out with this band, he was one of the first ones, like, all right, when are you booking shows?
Yeah,
Dude,
absolutely.
Dave is on top of shit all the time.
Dave
He
would
is
love you
good
guys.
guy.
No,
for
Dave is-
sure.
Yeah.
Dave is right there with Aorta and promoting
Absolutely.
local shit all the time and just doing amazing stuff for the scene.
And
honestly,
he's been around since Dreamweaver.
It's,
Like,
dude,
do you guys remember that?
I think MEC is
Exactly.
Are they're 6 or 7 or 8 years old now?
I mean,
he's
they
been
booked
doing it
Cursed
for
by
like
Moonlight.
7 years.
oh yeah, he's been
7
doing
years.
he's been doing it for the better part of a decade.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah. Because I remember, when he came on, or back on the scene, he was both guns blazing. Like, he was absolutely...
Yeah, he was ready to do it.
Yeah, and, he hasn't stopped since. And, him and his wife, Jamie, they're really incredible people. And they do a lot for the music scene, too. Especially, booking good shows at the waiting room.
Yeah, good professional shows. The
Absolutely.
draw, it's great for all the bands that are on it, too.
Mm-hmm.
So, definitely stoked to hear you guys' stuff. Say the name of the show again.
It is April 30th at the Lookout Lounge with Caliber Theory, Varsity, and Curses.
then also do me a favor and tell everybody about you guys' social media sites so they can...
So you can find us on Facebook at The Tale Untold. You can find us on Instagram at The Tale Untold. And if you want to buy some really cool merchandise and check us out a little bit more, you can find us at thetaleuntold.com.
That's cool shit. Can't wait to buy some of that.
Hell yeah.
You can do it. So what's cool about all these people in this room here is we were all at the One Scene, One Love thing, and we all actually, Alyssa and I did a Static X song on stage, and that's where I first heard her, and then where they coincidentally met for that first time. So that's what's kind of cool about this, and it's actually the smallest group that we've had, right, to this point. Usually we have like 72 people in here.
So far, well, yeah. The last one was 8 people, counting us two. So yeah,
and the first one was
it was kind of insane.
So this is cool. It's like
it's very intimate.
Chill, yeah.
It's more just us.
We were told pick 2, I thought.
Yeah, no, that's what I said because it works better.
Yeah. Oh gosh, for sure. Because you always get the whole everyone's trying to.
And I mean, even with the one last week, we managed well enough. But it's way easier to manage with, Well, plus John's already been on my podcast before, so fuck him.
Oh, that's right. He has. I listened to that 2-hour podcast. It was a 2-hour podcast,
dude. We've had that discussion before, and they're like, yeah, try to cut it down a little bit. And I'm like, people start talking, and like it just goes. Yeah. I can't stop it. Like that's
the magic of talking.
Speaking of John talking, this dude says.
Speaking of things,
between him and Jack, these two say some of the craziest shit ever.
I don't like.
It was him and Jack on the One Scene, One Love podcast. Yeah.
Now I will keep this, not X but R.
Keep it digital.
You have 30 seconds to besmirch John. Besmirch. Whatever the word is. Go.
Yeah.
Dude sat his own balls. They swelled up and he had discharge.
Gross.
What? Wait, what?
Carrying on. So, I remember...
True or not, you decide.
I remember... I remember...
Just that clip is going to...
That clip's probably going to go viral.
That's going to be my new text.
I remember... one of the first times I showed up, John's like, dude, our band might be one of the heaviest bands for 2 reasons. I'm like, what are you talking about? We play heavy music, and you and Elise can literally outlift anybody in the music scene.
And beat them up.
Literally the heaviest.
We like to lift weights sometimes.
I occasionally pick stuff up and put it back down on the ground.
What was that you were telling me about nationals?
Okay, so...
Go ahead, say it.
Okay, Blake wants to feed my ego. So I'm a competitive powerlifter. I train out of Jim Grandick's Big Iron Compound. If you want to get stronger or anything like that, it's the best place to go, hands down. So March 25th, I competed and I hit a qualifying total to go to nationals.
Dude.
I squatted 540, benched 370, and deadlifted 574.
540 is like 4 of me.
The funny part is about that is I almost bombed out, which is being disqualified twice. I barely made my first squat, missed my second at 560, barely made my first bench, missed 400 twice. The reason is during my weight cut, I competed at 198. I got the flu really bad. So instead of going from 203 to 190 like I needed, I shit out a lot more liquid than I needed, and I weighed in at 195. So when I got back into it and I gained back, I didn't gain...
shit out 3 more pounds than you needed to lose?
Yes. Okay, dude, between the flu, a bottle of magnesium citrate, a dandelion root, it was just a mess.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Dude, my girlfriend was so pissed. But I didn't gain enough weight back to get my suit to fit quite right on my leg, so I didn't get enough rebound out of it. Then somehow... At the end, so we lowered my deadlift open originally. It was originally 540, and I went to 501 just because I was in my head so bad, even though my coach told me I didn't need to. I picked it up like there's nothing on there, and I will show you the video if you want to see it. Then I hit 574 like there's nothing on there. I should have pulled over 600 at that meet. So going into nationals, I'm going to try and do a 600 squat, a 400 plus bench, and 600 plus deadlift to try and qualify for Worlds in September.
That's pretty sweet.
That's insane.
That's definitely crazy.
That's too many pounds.
It's humbling to me.
But not for you, obviously.
Well, it's humbling to me because my coach, James Grandick, was the best in the world, period, at 275. He squatted 1,067 in a meet, squatted 808 and deadlifted 770 at 275. He's the first guy under 300 pounds to total 24, 25, and 2,600 pounds. So I literally have a living legend of my sport as my coach, which completely humbles me.
Yeah.
He told me after the meet that this ranked me the number 1 junior in the nation, pretty close to the number 1 junior in the world, and top 10 in the entire country, regardless of age class, for 198. I want to try and go beyond that if I can, but
well, with all that leg exercise, you guys are probably good at the crab core, right?
So actually,
like get down and dirty with John.
The best part about that is
Brandon just got really excited.
So 2 things about that. 1. This isn't
demonstration
work
now
for anybody else in here, but
he's
a crab
stripping.
core is generally about like yay low, right?
Yeah,
I crab
exactly.
core with my ass on the ground.
Oh, Jesus.
Just showing
hanging down.
like a real crab.
Hold on, my butt.
Look like you're taking a dump in the woods.
2.
I think I saw Jenna Jameson do that once.
Really?
2. I can lift a lot of weight, but I have no cardiovascular stuff ever. After our show, I'm on the merch table, hyperventilating, just like, guys, help.
You'll be fine.
Powerlifter does not move like that.
Yeah.
Powerlifter does not move like that.
Well,
Now I'm on the other side of it, Lisa. This is cool.
you gotta get used to it.
He's over here now.
Let me over here.
He's over there now. Yeah.
What do we?
Is this awkward for you guys yet? I hope it's not.
So you guys are headlining this show.
We are headlining this show. What's really funny is when I think I was the original one to talk to Nick about the show on April 30th at the Lookout Lounge with Caliber Theory, Varsity and Curses. Do you like how I got that in there? When we talked about it originally, we were just kind of I don't know. I just assumed we were going to be the quiet opener that nobody was really going to be there to see, and then all of a sudden. He's like, you guys cool with headlining? I was like, well, I guess so. Yeah, I mean, here we go.
I guess so. Yeah, you were fucking cool with headlining.
I was like, all right, shoot.
Well, the part of what...
Go ahead. I was just gonna say, like, it's crazy because, like, this is literally our first Omaha show. Like, I did not anticipate, or, like, feel as though that our band was going to be accepted this well by the music scene, I guess. Like, it's been really, honestly, very overwhelming. I've never felt like this much support from.
Well, I mean, that's a little bit what we mentioned before, though, was with all of you guys having kind of already proven yourselves. I mean, that's with new bands. People are going to put you through that trial by fire, whether they like you or you're good or not.
Like I put term, like pay your dues.
I mean, yeah, exactly. And the thing is, all of you guys already have. So anyone who's been paying any attention to the music scene and seen any of the stuff you guys have done, they know that you've done that already. So no one is looking at you like the new kids on the block. It's a bunch of, seasoned musicians just doing something new. You're not the kid that no one's heard of, that just moved into town. You're, this group of people that everyone's like, oh yeah, I know all the shit they've done. Like it's a little, and not to say that they're just handing it to you, because they're not. I mean, obviously you're earning it, but I mean it's just the way that they're treating you, is they're not making you go through that. Go through the gauntlet, so to speak, of, well, you gotta prove how good you are.
Yeah,
You've done that, and so people are just like, yeah, okay, these awesome people, I want to see what they have now.
And that's, yeah, and we really do appreciate it, because it's one of those things where you never know how you're going to be received, and especially after our first show in Sioux City, of course, we had just a blast, and I think one of the biggest compliments I had was this girl caught me outside. And she's like, I saw you up there, and I was like, oh, a female vocalist. And I was like, okay, this is a great start.
Not starting off great, ma'am.
Go on. But then she's like, I can't believe that you can growl like that you can get that low. And I was like, thank you. Like, that's the biggest compliment, is because, in our hometown, we hope that, we have the support and everything. But then, when we travel, having those naysayers, it is kind of fun to like turn them a little bit.
Yep, absolutely.
It is.
Definitely.
Well, it's good. It's not even really like proving people wrong. It's getting out there and just proving.
Bringing it.
And when people recognize that and they go, oh shit, like, you're fucking awesome. And you're like,
yeah. A couple situations since I've joined that kind of, I noticed that this is going to be a different project than I've ever been in, and potentially something different that's maybe been around Omaha before, was that when I announced that I had joined, basically on a monthly basis, so Nick would message me like, when am I booking you guys? What's going on? When am I booking you guys?
like, hold on, man.
Well, we're getting there. And then when we decide we want to do it, we all discussed about it. We wanted an out-of-town show first, just to kind of get the nerves off and everything, which could have been awesome. So that went to Mike Kessel in Sioux City.
Yeah.
And I think,
who's now in Goodbye Old Friend.
Goodbye Old Friend, yeah. And it was funny because this is probably
I didn't know that.
about a month or so before the show. I was at a show at Dr. Jackson, Matt McClure from Fractured Prologue, and Mike were there. I was just chatting with them, and Mike's like, "There's a lot of hype behind this and everything, and I can't wait to book you out in Sioux City." Well, then we get booked out there, and somebody broke the door.
That's all right.
Yeah. Dude, we're trying to cancel privacy, please.
We're trying to be professional. Trying to do a podcast.
Bro. We're trying to do a really important podcast.
And we got there, and it was after the show, and we announced when it was done, and then Nick was excited to do it. The comment that Mike put on there was like, it was so simple, but it was the best thing ever. It's like, I'm excited to see where this project leads. Not hyping it up like, you guys fucking killed it, this is the greatest thing. It was like, I'm really excited to see where this goes.
And so are we. We're excited to see where this goes.
Then the other one was, and I'll disclaimer, I'm ignorant of a lot of stuff on Facebook. I don't notice this a whole lot. But when
it's probably for the best.
Yes.
Don't go too deep down the rabbit hole.
When we agreed
you'll just want to kill yourself.
When we hit up Nick to do this show, we already had in the works that we were going to have a separate show a couple months later to be our original hometown show.
Right. June 17th was supposed to be our first show in Omaha,
agreed to it. Literally after Nick posted that, who's ready for the Taylor Untold's first hometown show? I had never seen him single out a band like that before.
That did mean a lot to us. Yeah.
I was just like, when someone made me sassy, I'm like, oh, they sound like they suck, but I'm into it.
Well, I think the other thing too is,
your own band.
Besides it being a great mix of people and you guys' music is good, is that you guys are supportive of other bands. I mean, I know I've seen you both at shows and One Scene, One Love and thing out there, and you guys are always, giving the support. So I think that's part of it as well.
Yeah, and I remember getting done at band practice that night when we were done doing all this just talking and stuff. I messaged the band like, I'm like, guys, we're not opening this show. And they're just like, what do you mean? I think we're headlining. It's like, why? Well, we're the first band listed and our name's the title of it.
And then sure enough, Nick's like, BT Dubs,
okay.
You down?
Yeah, and we're just like, yeah, okay.
I like that he asked after he made the flyer.
Did.
He's like, by the way,
he totally did, because I sent a message.
Yeah, he did.
Is it okay if I do all these things I already did?
It's like 8:30 p.m. The flyer, everything's out. Like 9:01 p.m. at least sends a screenshot. He just asked me if we're okay with headlining. 30 minutes after you said we're headlining, what's going on? I'm like, I don't know, dude. Let's just go with it. And it's awesome, and it's super.
I like how let's just go with headlining. It's fine. It's probably fine.
We're very grateful.
In the chat, we sat there for 15 minutes trying to figure out if we were just reading it backwards or not.
I thought we were reading it backwards.
Because I'm like, well, it's like, so we have us, the other bands, and then those are the different local band at the time. Like, so are they headlining? No, but it's like that. I'm like, I'm looking at different band pages. I'm like, guys, I'm not good at reading or anything
like that.
Well, but I mean,
for that one, you guys are the local band.
Exactly.
For that
That's
one.
Exactly. So, I mean, this isn't like
as corny as it is,
hold on, it's not like what? It's not like that at all.
It's not like that at all.
It's
like, you guys are a local band. We're going to put you at the end so people don't leave.
That's actually probably a good idea.
You're really good.
You're the local band.
Sometimes happens in Omaha.
You look, I'm sitting there and I'm just humble because I'm like, we have these 3 touring acts showing 10 plus hours for the show, and numbers, I mean, I think the statistics, like these bands all have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,000 likes on Facebook, a massive outreach. We're about to hit 800, which I'm super hyped about.
Which, fuck you guys. You guys already have more than us.
Serious.
So somebody in the band made a joke about it one day, and it's not a negative joke. I think it was like there, and this is the thing where we kind of knew the hype was like we had a lot of likes on our page, more than some bands have been playing for a while. I love Desiato.
I love
Desiato. Seriously, one of the better bands.
I'm not even
like
saying
them
this.
on Facebook. I'm making eye contact with you guys.
God,
she's giving you the evil stare.
I will sick our 6th degree black belt on you.
I jammed that 3-song EP like it's nothing.
Go like them on Facebook.
Go like Desiato.
And then go like us.
Go like In the After. Go like Chad. What's your other band?
Mind Flight.
Thank you. First, I couldn't think of what it was. And it's just
like all that shit.
But like, if anything,
so he can have a seat.
that's the thing.
So you want to sit down, right?
Yeah, fuck yeah. But it's like that's
yeah.
the thing too about it. Just to kind of, if I can take a second to take it away from us.
Well, that goes back to the hype, though. I mean, like there was so much behind it, and it's just
why?
it's
No, I was kidding.
because
I didn't
like we said.
I genuinely didn't know why.
It was all established people.
I didn't know Lisa had ever done
bigger.
anything before.
And that's I think the biggest thing is like when you mentioned that we like to go to shows and whatnot. I mean, it's very true. Like music is the one thing that like makes me like just feel feelings like and even just like local shows. I love it because I love seeing my friends up there and they're just having the time of their life. They're showing us something that's like literally a piece of them. They made that.
I've had more fun at a local show than I have at any sold out stadium show.
Absolutely.
The difference,
absolutely,
the atmosphere between a show and a concert are miles apart.
Completely different.
It is enough. It is so
honestly,
different.
like it's an Omaha like bonding thing because I've come from California and Hollywood and it's not always like that.
Like that's what I've heard. It's
There's
like
people
there are
stepping on
places.
toes and
I remember
doing
talking to
whatever
a couple
they can,
bands
so.
that have come from other areas, and it's like you go to some they'll cut your throat.
Seriously.
But here we welcome everybody in.
Act like they're your friend just to get in the right position, but it's like genuine here, and like it trips me out. Like I'm stoked to be a part of it.
I mean, I'm from South Dakota. I know corn and hay bales.
Wait, you know Korn? I love that band.
Corn.
Ford. A fun fact.
Right. Okay. Never mind.
Their bass player got sick and can't do their South America tour. So Robert Trujillo of Metallica's 12-year-old son is filling in.
Of course he is.
What?
The 12-year-old son of Robert, whatever he says,
Trujillo,
you white man.
I had another funny story about white man.
We'll get
to that one though. But his 12-year-old son plays in a band as a bass player, and Korn is taking him to South America to be their fill-in bassist because Fieldy is sick.
What?
So not only is his dad the bassist for a rock and roll metal legend, he's now the fill-in for a rock and roll metal legend.
Bullshit.
And I'm sitting here working at 9 to 5 selling protein and protein accessories.
Protein accessories.
Tell you what.
Tell you what.
I'll tell you what, Bobby, if you don't pick up this Bob, I'm going to smack you across the face.
God damn it, Bobby.
God damn it, Bobby. You do not round your back like that.
What if they want their burger well done? We ask them politely yet firmly to leave.
Funniest thing I've ever seen, there's like this GIF that on YouTube, whatever, of Hank Hill
GIF.
being a
GIF.
punk.
It's a GIF.
Thank you.
It's a fucking GIF.
Whatever, it's a fucking YouTube video.
Graphic.
And it's Hank Hill. It's Hank Hill and Boomhauer doing a Pokemon battle. And
already good stuff.
And Boomhauer has Charizard, and I hear Hank go, Butterfree, I choose you. Boomhauer go, hey, Charizard, flamethrower, burns it, Butterfree. Turns around, it's Bobby. I'm okay, Dad. But it's all Butterfree with his face. I cried.
Oh my god.
Oh, nerds.
So the tale untold.
Let's
get back to this.
Bringing us back.
If this podcast has told you anything, Elise is more of an adult because I'm just here for comedic relief. My brain does not work.
No, it's okay. Because that's what I'm here for.
I blame my Tourette's.
Chad is here to bring us back on top.
So Chad and I will have some conversations around the
normal adult conversations.
We can high five and talk about Pokemon.
Oh my goodness. So back to the tale untold.
Yes, definitely the tale untold. Tell me a little bit about what we can expect to see on the 29th. Like
30th.
The 30th.
The 30th.
Chad can't math.
Sorry, I suck.
That's okay. That's okay. Oh, so on the 30th.
You get your Charmander doing a standing 69.
Oh my. So the biggest thing that we really want to bring a good show. We want to bring a good live performance, and I think that's the biggest thing that you're going to see is the energy behind the music. You're going to see very honest music. You're going to see things that we've been working on this for a year. It has been a year now that we've been working on this.
Solid
and so,
prep.
we didn't want to come out half-assing it. We wanted to come out with something that we from the get-go can be proud of. And, you guys mentioned the hype and everything. Like, it's one of those things where we don't want to disappoint. Like, we want to deliver everything that people are talking about. Yes. And I really, really do think, I honestly even think that this recording doesn't really do us justice. I think that you do have to come see us live, have some fun with us, do some shots with us, Sunday Fun Day,
That live chemistry that you were talking about that actually brought you all together in the original jam.
Absolutely,
and that's the thing, too. We all just clicked like it was just meant to be kind of thing.
It really was.
And we have some footage like of our first show, and just watching it over, it's like we're in sync. We all move. We're all into it.
We have fun with each other on stage.
We have fun is the thing.
That's the biggest.
I mean, there's parts me and Alicia mean mugging each other. Me and Jack are just. Me and Jack have a thing where we just make fun of John. Where John will be doing
He's probably
a shredding.
crowd soloing.
He'll be doing a shredding thing, and we just mimic him. So we're just like.
He does his stuttering thing. He does this. He plays like this.
Yeah, he does.
If you guys could only see what Blake's doing right
except
now.
he's kind of pigeon toed, so it's more like this.
Wow, that's a really good.
That's a good impression, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is the
Too bad we
John.
can't fucking
Like, I
film
need to
us.
put that on
I wish you
Snapchat
could
or
see this. Yeah.
You're like a really tall,
That's
fully
really
white
good.
John.
Yeah, exactly.
See?
Yeah, no, that was really good.
More of a beard than John has.
I noticed that about certain people, like they have their moves, like that they always do, and there's like John does that. Shane does the mashed potato.
Yeah.
This is like the
He
third
does
or fourth
when he
time we
plays.
mentioned
Shane does this.
Yeah.
He does do that.
His foot is out.
So
he
Jack's
does the mashed
That's what you
potato.
should
standing there like he doesn't care, and then it's taking up the whole goddamn stage.
Just crazy stuff.
Dreadlocks
Crazy.
flying everywhere.
I just want to take a minute and say that Shane, you have been the topic of this.
Yeah, you've appeared several times in here. Congratulations.
We all
Shane.
love Shane. Like, Shane's like one of those people.
I'll be
And
sure
he's
to
always
tag him in
been
this.
there.
I'll do a full
He's
disclaimer.
super
Shane's
dumb
name
idiot.
has come up at band practice quite a few times.
Shane.
Well, dude, he's like always there and supportive, and they've earned their keep, especially the Impulsive.
Oh, heck
Seriously,
yeah, they have.
Absolutely.
They've been
Well,
around
There's
for
a bit of
long
history
time.
in it because John was
Well,
there with
that,
them.
I mean that was a whole thing. You
Like,
know,
Shane's.
I mean, yeah, just there's the history there.
Yeah,
And
Shane's
so
the
it's-
reason that I'm in a band right now. Honestly, Shane's the Shane. Thank you, Shane. Thank you, everyone. Shane,
So-
Shane.
so-
No,
if
don't clap. He
If there's
doesn't need
if there's a couple
Calm it
takeaways
down,
from
Shane.
this, if you want to sum up how the Tale Untold came to be, Once See One Love, a mutual fuckboy friend between me and Elise.
mutual fuck.
Oh my! Did you? No, I was kidding.
Well, you do confuse me and your boyfriend's name a lot.
We'll get to that story.
Yeah, that's a whole
Okay.
other.
We have like 5 stories
That's a
on
different
hold.
podcast.
3,
Difference.
Shane from The Impulsive.
Yeah.
More or less. And then just the support that came with it
Oh yeah.
was a huge thing. And I will fully admit, I don't think I've ever told anyone in the band this, I was fucking terrified when I first came into practice. Because these are all really established higher caliber musicians compared to what I've played. Nothing against anybody I played. You're all fucking awesome. I love you. But it's like, this is going to be another level band I've never been on. It's going to push me to a limit I've never been to, and it's going to potentially go farther than I've ever been. So I was scared.
And I think all of us kind of have that, because I feel as though like all of us are very humble. And I think just being with other musicians that are very, very good, I think it pushes us. Because, I think about, like, I don't want to be the reason this band fails. And I've said that many times, like, I don't want to be the reason. And I know, you probably felt that way,
I'm the bass
Brandon.
player now.
That's true. But I feel like all of us, I know Ashley is like vocalized that once, like, she, like, I think she's a terrific drummer, and I think even she's like,
I think everyone worries about
Just
that.
that self-conscious
At some
thing.
point,
Jack's
they don't,
been nervous,
you don't want to be
John's
the
been-
weakest link.
Oh, it's
wow.
like you mentioned it when you were listening to the song, Blake. You had a hard time seeing that this was actually Ashley playing. The drum parts, it didn't seem like it was something she was used to doing.
It honestly, that doesn't seem like she was. Yeah,
she's an insane drummer.
She's an insane. She picks up really well, but she adds her own flair to it. That you go, that's Ashley.
I trip out on when I watched her play. Just that it's almost like a turn of a switch or something like that.
She's another
sure,
person.
for sure.
And we
Like,
all
she
kind of
totally
hit that
gets
switch
into
because
it.
we'll be sitting there just joking around, and then it just clicks and we're all somebody else. And it's just a lot of fun.
Just engages.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
It is like a fun little character that you get to play. Like, I mean, if you see me like walking around, you'd be like, oh, well, she probably likes Manchester Orchestra, and I do. I love Manchester Orchestra.
I went to Manchester Orchestra and Brand New. Thank you very much.
I was there.
Yeah.
Brand New is a good man.
But it's kind of fun because it's like, metal is like something that connects with my soul, and I think everyone in this room probably.
Absolutely.
But it's just it's one of those things where it is fun because it is not a time, like, it is 30 minutes of me being able to scream and get it all out of my system so that I can just go about my week like a happy little camper.
I agree.
That's what I always tell people is it's literally the only, like, has anyone in this room ever seen me mad at anything?
Nope.
Exactly.
It's because it's fucking therapeutic.
The only time I get to be mad, and I've said this to someone, the only time I get to be mad is when I'm on stage and I get to scream into that microphone.
Yep.
And you know what?
Or if Zenyatta doesn't heal you.
Well, yes, but sorry, that went over you guys' heads. Never mind.
Kevin! We're not allowed at the inside jokes.
I guess.
The adults.
But like I can do it once a month, you know, on stage or just being at practice. But like it's enough.
Yeah.
That it's just that you just need that one time when to me I think it's helpful because like I don't write my songs about specific people. I write more like ideas or like concepts.
Right.
Yeah.
But they're never super nice.
Right.
But it's enough that I get to have that outlet and that's all I need. Like that. Otherwise, I'd probably be a serial murderer, honestly.
Oh, you and me both.
If you've never played a
or
show,
like road rage.
I mean, I could probably write some great songs about murder.
you'd be a great powerlifter, probably.
Yeah, look at
Yeah.
There's
yeah,
I have a buddy.
Blake,
How much?
115.
Blake, how much do
Here
you
it
weigh?
comes.
165.
Okay, I got a buddy named Troy Becker who has a national record in the deadlift.
Can you bench me right now?
He can deadlift 615.
Troy's a beast.
Can you
I can
bench
bench
me?
twice your weight, actually.
Troy
Twice
looks
your-
airbrushed. Like
Airbrushed.
he's
Troy's the
His
dude who walks
12
around with the
pack.
24 pack of donuts, eats it, and loses 2 pounds.
he's a beast.
But anywho, not about Troy. What I'll say is, speaking with all of that, playing the shows, if you have never actually played a show on stage, you'll have a hard time understanding this.
Yeah.
If you've been to a show that release, if you're a dancer, if you're a pitter or anything else, like you
I
understand
think
that.
you feel it watching also.
There's
Yeah.
before you step on
that's part of
stage,
it.
I think everybody
Absolutely.
there's a certain you have this anxiety where it's like, oh shit. And I don't think it's nerves for the show. It's you have these nerves because you're ready to get all this shit out of you.
Yeah,
No,
I would agree
that's
with that.
exactly. I've told
Yeah.
people
Anxious.
before that
Yeah.
I
That's
don't
what I get
see.
too.
I never see I don't look at the crowd.
No.
Like the only thing in front of me is the microphone, and I play like this. Like I don't look out
Within a
at
1 foot
shit.
radius.
Like I don't have vision.
Unless
out
somebody's like
there.
right up in the very
It's just-
front, I won't notice you majority of the time. And I'm in the zone where we're in our element. Like this is we've put
That's
in
exactly
so much.
it. We are in our.
We've
fucking
put in
element.
so
exactly
much
it.
work, and as artists, this is we are showing you what we have put through to it. And if we just stood up there and played it, it wouldn't have the same carryover.
Yep.
It's like listening to a song on the radio or seeing a live video on YouTube versus going to it or playing it. It's just like
It's different.
It's different.
it's an
completely
amazing
different.
experience, and seeing your friends do it or meeting new people through it. You watch people, and you're just like, in the back of your head, you're like, dude, this is an awesome show. In the back of my head, I'm like, who hurt you?
That's exactly. You know, I always like to connect with the audience. So like, you know, I will try to like, you know, I do make eye contact or like, you know, things like that. And it's like this is a feeling that I know every other person in this room has experienced.
Yeah.
And you feel that same way that I feel every time I do this song, like, and having that like is such a community thing. Like if you think about that. You know, there's another person in this entire world that has felt that and that you're talking about it and that's making them feel a certain way and that makes you feel a certain way. It's just a mosh pit of emotion.
The other cool thing too is to see like I'm sure that there are people who have friends in bands that they've talked to those friends about deep dark things and gotten in really heavy conversations and done all that stuff, but it's really eye-opening to watch someone who you would consider your friend, but maybe you've only hung out with, you know, in passing or occasionally, or, you know, you don't get into the deep stuff with them necessarily, but you see them on stage doing this thing, you know, singing or playing or doing whatever, and you realize that they're writing all this stuff from this deeper place, and you're like, holy shit.
Oh,
Like
for sure.
this person has like all sorts of crazy shit like up in their head, you know.
Absolutely.
Right.
And honestly, doing a lot of these podcasts is super eye opening to that. Of just talking to people who often that question is asked is like you asked last time is like where does this stuff come from?
Right.
And someone will just start to talk and say, you know, there's this darker part of me, or, you know, like the stories you guys told earlier, and it's just shit like that like I've never really sat down and talked with you guys about that stuff before, and you guys kind of just opened that up now, and it's like, whoa,
a
like
person,
you know,
person in a band, vocalist, a bass player, the guitarist, the drummer, the keyboardist, the slide whistle player, because we have one of those.
That's handy.
Don't forget the theremin player.
Theremin, yes.
Right.
Watching a 20 to 30 minute set will tell me more about them and their life than sitting down talking for 5 hours probably will.
Yeah.
Because it says everything that needs to be said without saying it.
Yeah, and it's like anytime that and I feel like, you know, you two both probably do this, but anytime you have something that this overwhelming feeling, or you like have something in your head and you write it down, and all of a sudden it's poetry, you know, and I'll send these guys random stuff, and you know, it's literally a cleansing experience. Like, it's therapeutic. It is your soul. Like, there are things I've never ever talked about that slow song before, and I don't talk about that portion of my life, and I don't talk about what a lot of the songs are about it to normal people, or, you know, my friends or whatever. But like having, you know, this music bridge, it really is a part of something that people don't see.
And like just the raw emotion that you can deliver through your voice or the notes you play is amazing. It's like, I'm sure you guys have all had it. If you have not, I mean, all of us have been on stage. You guys ever just start crying on stage during a certain part of a song or something like that?
I've done it several times. The way it makes you feel, and if you can even bring that out in someone else, or if you can touch them.
Every single time we play Ryan, and then another part of the song I don't remember, I literally am tearing up and crying because I know the backstory so well, and compared to the rest of it, I have more personal connection to it because I know the person.
Right.
And it kind of really pissed me off because it was complete different than what I knew this person as. And then just knowing the backstory in full from it, and it's the amount of emotion that Elise is projecting through it.
Absolutely.
I'm sitting there before I start playing, look at my amp, crying. Like almost every single time. But I'm also smiling because it's just like, you took an incredible low and made it into this powerful atmospheric piece, and then I just can't help but smile. And fuck you, Ryan.
Yeah.
Oh,
thanks for the song.
He's all right. He's okay. And stuff.
So we should actually wrap this up.
Want to wrap it up? Do closing statements real quick from you guys.
Any last things you want to tell the people?
What was that sound?
Oh my!
Oh jeez!
I'm an adult.
If you don't know, Elise does impersonations of her dogs.
I do. Yes.
Cassie Baron.
That was decent.
They're great. They're great people.
They're great people. If you've never met them.
If you never met them.
If you've never met them, they are.
You probably won't because they're not people.
They're dogs. They will never be at my show because I do love
they
them
are,
so much.
In our promo video, in our promo photos and everything, those are the two dogs in there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They are.
So
those are the dogs.
Yeah, and so like if you look up like the one that we have with the clown throwing the feathers.
That was such a good picture.
Thank you. That's my boyfriend. So shout out to Brendan.
Such a good
Sweet.
Yeah. So when he was throwing the flowers at my dogs, we're like, oh my god, what is this? Like and I'm still cleaning up those freaking feathers.
This happened like this photo shoot was like 6 months ago.
Yeah. But no closing statements. I just want to say really honestly thank you to everyone who is looking forward to hearing us, who has been supportive, especially this podcast, Aorta Music in specific, Blackheart Booking. We're excited to work with you too. All of their promoters, Midwest Elite. Everyone.
Shout out to Dave.
Yeah, Dave. So
Nick, love you too.
Nick. I mean, all of you guys.
Definitely.
Like, you know, we're just really stoked about just the love that we've got, and I promise you that we will not disappoint you.
One more last time about the show.
I went the whole time. It is not June 17th. That's our next show. April 30th. Thank you, Blake. April 30th at Lookout Lounge with Caliber Theory, Varsity, and Curses.
And of course, the tale Untold. And introduce yourself one last time.
I'm Brandon.
And I'm Elise.
I'm Chad Zephyr.
I guess I'm Blake.
And he's Blake. And this is number 3, ending it off. Aorta Podcast.
Later, nerds.
Bye, guys.